Good morning. It's time to call to order the January 26, 2017 meeting of the Oklahoma City Airport Trust. The first item on business is to approve the minutes of December 15th, 2016 Oklahoma City Airport Trust meeting. Second. Motion to approve. Any questions or comments? And it is approved. Next up is Director's Report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, everyone. I do have a few comments this morning. First of all, I'd like to just report on our calendar 2016 boarding passenger employment report. For 2016, we had 1,854,181 passengers aboard aircraft at Will Rogers. That's a slight decrease of 0.3% from calendar year 2015. The deplanement report, conversely, for 2016, we were slightly up about the same amount. Although there are ups and downs each and every year, we usually go back 10 years with our financial reporting, and we can report that usually between 1 and 1.5% growth is what we see overall for each year. Also, we still have very good air service with 22 nonstops, and our markets are still very strong. The second thing I'd like to do is talk about OKC Beautiful, the organization, and Boeing companies. In 2015, the Boeing companies awarded a grant to OKC Beautiful with the intent of a beautification project at Will Rogers World Airport. And OKC Beautiful and airport staff worked on a location that would be appropriate, and they chose areas around the Will Rogers World Airport sign on Terminal Drive. Airport staff provided some in-kind services, such as providing irrigation to the area. And here on the slide, you can see OKC's Beautiful brochure that they came out recently. The airport and Boeing will be recognized in March at the OKC Beautiful Luncheon for their corporate awards. So we thank the partnership with OKC Beautiful and Boeing, and that we partnered with them before. We appreciate that. Next thing I'd like to talk about is our retail concessionaire at Will Rogers World Airport, which is Paradis Lagardère. They're one of the largest concessionaires in the airport industry. At Will Rogers, they operate 7 stores, and they're managed by Lisa Benson. Lisa, you might just wave so we know who you are. Thank you for being here today. Lisa has been the manager for 3.5 years, and prior to that, she was assistant manager here in Oklahoma City. Paradis Lagardère has an annual management seminar, and for this seminar, they won the Best Travel Essential Operations in Division 2, which includes 24 airports. Some of these airports that Oklahoma City won out over was Washington National, Chicago Midway, Los Angeles, Austin, and Houston Hobby. So they excelled greatly. And I know they've had other awards since Paradis and Lagardère have been here in Oklahoma City. So thank you for your outstanding stores. They always look great. We appreciate you being here. Finally, I'd like to call Michael Moses up with Delaware North. Delaware North is our food and beverage concessionaire at the terminal at Will Rogers World Airport. And Mr. Moses has a brief presentation to talk about some of the new concessions that will be rolling out in 2017. Michael, thanks for being here.
Thank you, Mark, for having me. And the Trust. I'd like to introduce, I have brought a few folks with me today. So I brought Keith Paul, Good Egg Dining, with represents Tucker's. And then I have Robert Lee and Angelo from Cool Greens. Also I have Jeff Friedman, which is our Vice President of Operations, to come join and support these announcements. So for me, I'm a local boy, got local ties, love the local part. So last year, Delaware North, we really set out to focus on how many things that we can source locally, whether it be businesses that we do business with, our vendors, also products. So this initiative with the Made in Oklahoma, and I'm very happy to say that all of our locations are MEO certified. So with that, we wanted to kind of dig a little bit deeper and stay committed to our community. So with our commitment to our community, and then wanting to enhance some operations with opportunities that came aboard. We partnered with our local partners that I just introduced. With this, two things it does. It's going to help drive revenue, which that helps all of us, but it also just strengthens Delaware's North tie that we have local people here. We're part of the community. So as you can see, overall, our projection is that we really believe this is going to drive an additional $56,000 in annual revenue each year for the airport. So as we reconcept these 3 spaces, so kind of what that looks different. We currently are our old concepts. We have an Oklahoma bakery that's down in the west end of the concourse, and we will be changing that to Cool Greens. Really looking fresh, healthy salads. This should happen and be in place and open in early March. Our contract with Salt Lick came to an end, and so we looked and sourced what would be the one missing point that we needed in the food court area. So we partnered with Cinnabon, so we'll be bringing Cinnabon, so we'll have a great snack category in the food court. And then we're looking at this transition should happen in mid-March. And then our contract and partnership with Sonic after 13 years came to an end, and as they decided to focus more on traditional car hop, drive-up venues, we needed a great burger concept that represented Oklahoma, and so we were able to partnership with Tucker's Onion Burger, and we're looking to have that open in late April. So the next slide is just kind of a map because some aren't out at the airport all the time. So Tucker's and Cinnabon will be in what we call our food court area, and then Cool Greens will be down towards Gate 8, which will kind of service the United American Airline passengers down at that end of the airport. So a little bit about what these are going to look like. So here's a rendering of Cool Greens as it will represent, so nice, vibrant, fresh look. Again, their concept is really based off of fresh farm-to-table concept. Everything's made daily in-house. We are working currently with them on finalizing some menus. Our overall hours of operations will be from 5 a.m., so we get the morning flight, so we will be serving breakfast there, and then we'll stay open within the 30 minutes of the last scheduled flight on that end of the concourse. Again, this is they have 6 locations throughout the city at this time, and so we're again very pleased to be partnering with them. Here's a sample of their menu, although this is not this is their current street menu or a portion of it. These will be some similar items that we'll be offering fresh each day at the airport. Here's our rendering of Tucker's Onion Burger. So with this, kind of an interesting deal, onion burgers are an Oklahoma thing, really back in the Great Depression. Being able to blend onions with fresh ground meat to stretch the burgers back then became a flavor of choice. The city of El Reno celebrates this each year with the Onion Burger Festival and makes, the world's largest onion burger and has a big fanfare. This concept has been recognized by the Choice Award. If you look them up online, they're one of the top 5 places to come eat and grab a burger. So partner with them. We figured this would make a great partnership to replace the burger concept at Oklahoma. Tucker's currently has 4 metro locations. We are working with them as well. We'll have a breakfast menu, so we'll sell more than just our burgers all day. But we'll open at 5 a.m., stay open to 7 p.m., and again, we'll work with the airlines and stay within 30 minutes of last scheduled flights. On the next page is their picture of their current menu. Again, there will be some additional items as we'll serve breakfast. And so this is not our final menu, but a good sample of what you'd see if you currently visit them now. And then some folks are going to love me for this one or hate me for this one, depending on their waistline, but Cinnabon, wonderful snack place, something that's been missing from the airport is just that place to come get a snack item. And so their design's really kind of the Tiffany blue, the woodwork, and it's going to make a great standout along with the aroma in the food court. But Cinnabon is one of the world's most recognized brands when it comes to snacks, and And in Oklahoma, we'll be the first full-size or fully operating Cinnabon. Most are tied to Shaloski's, where it's just a mini or limited version. We'll have a full menu with breakfast, drinks, as well as all the packs for people to take home and use that as additional revenue. 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. operational times. And again, this is one that we're anticipating as many departures and arrivals to probably be an equal amount of the sales generated out of this. Can't go wrong picking up a 6-pack of Cinnabons and going home after a business trip. These are the items that have been developed for the airports. And as you see, we have the breakfast sandwich as well as the sausage sandwich, and then specialty drinks. Something that Sonic had in the past with those specialty drinks. So with the snack beverage, this allows us to kind of recoup that and still offer that to the guests that travel. Due to our expiring contract with with Sonic, we had to come up with a temporary location that's in that where Tucker's will be. So that is our Route 66 Express. We opened that the day after Christmas, and it has been a success, not only for us, but we've maintained the revenue generated out of that for the airport as well. So, we're anticipating that operating for a total of about 120 days, as that will be the space that Tucker's goes in. We attached kind of the menu that we stayed true to the burger category, but also offered some of our favorites off of our Route 66 sit-down restaurant at the west end of the airport. So, attached just the schedule. Obviously, some of these things are already happening. In January, we've removed the branding of Salt Lick. We've put up Coming Soon Cinnabon, so folks understand what's going in there. We'll be working with our local contractor to put up walls to kind of block off the empty space in the construction area, and we'll be utilizing our grab-and-go coolers to generate revenues that's offset from those being closed. Most of the activity you see really starts popping in March, so we'll have Cool Greens under construction and looking to open in early March, and then Cinnabon by mid-March, and then we'll flip in April to pretty much after Easter is kind of where we're hoping to be able to open our Tuckers. So again, in our focus of keeping things local and tying to our community, that we also, our A&E team is Red Prairie Design and then Globe Constructions, which are both local companies that have been here for a while. So anyways, we're happy to be making these changes in the airport. We feel that it's a great time and a great benefit to continue our tie with some local things. So that's all I have, unless there's any questions for anybody.
Yeah, two questions that are related. One, I'd just like you to speak on why the later hours on Saturday night, and then I'm a little bit confused over the hours of other times that say 30 minutes before the last flight. Is that the scheduled time that a flight comes in? I've gotten to be an expert on the midnight flight from Phoenix and Las Vegas lately, and I'm just curious as to how that all works.
Well, scheduling-wise, when we look at, I'll start with Saturday. Saturday, most airlines' outbound flights are finished around 6 o'clock. There's a few that have flights after that, so that's where we kind of tag into that. Most of my operations can close 30 minutes within the last scheduled flight that's going outbound. Fortunately or unfortunately, with the concessionaire at the airport, as it's our outbound passengers that are stopping and getting something to eat, so that's where we set our focus in catering. Most of you arriving on that midnight flight, you're ready to get in the car and go home. You're not interested in stopping and having a Shaloski sandwich. So that's kind of the purpose where we focus on the outbound flights. On where the 30 minutes comes from them leaving is they start boarding you 25 to 30 minutes before. So I really don't want you in line. I want you to come to the airport 2 hours, 2.5 hours before and get something to eat and not be stressed and have a nice relaxing time at the airport. So that 30 minutes is just really a window that airlines operate, where you're getting on their plane 30 minutes before they're actually taking off. So that's kind of where that sets. And I leave that because it's hard to do a determined set time. The airlines change their schedules about 3 times a year. So spring break, we have later flights, so that automatically shifts our opening time, stays later. Then we get into this part of the year where flights are pretty much done at 8 o'clock, so we start shutting things down at 7:30.
Thank you.
Just one other question. The sandwich shops that were there and so forth, are they going to stay as it stands, like Slosky?
Yes, all the others, the only things that are flipping were the ones that were mentioned today. So Shaloski's, Moe's, we continue a strong partnership with them, and that'll continue on. And then our Cross Grains, which we opened up a little over a year ago, is doing well. So we're very happy with that concept. Our coffee concept remains in place, so those changes won't be made.
Thank you, Michael, and I also want to thank you also for being a partner with us on the music program at the airport. We have our Jet Set stage with our performances, but I know you also sponsor entertainment primarily in Cross Grains throughout the week, so I know the public enjoys those venues. Thank you.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Okay, Mr. Director. Next up is the Will Rogers World Airport items.
Thank you. Under Will Rogers, item A is to approve change order number 3 to the construction contract with Metropolitan AC Service Company. This is for the Aviation Records Building Boiler Replacement Project. We're adding $2,972.61 and accepting that project as complete. Item B is approving amendment number 3 with RDNJ LLC, doing business as ATEC Paving, the concrete apron pavement repair project, deducting $172,675 and adding 4 working days. Also approving change order number 4, adding $5,510 and adding 2 working days. We're accepting that project as complete. Item C is also accepting a project for the Hangars 8 and 9 building envelope repairs project with Wind Construction Company Incorporated, retroactive to December 14th, 2016. Item D is approve renewal of a services agreement with Heath Consultants Incorporated for maintenance of our natural gas distribution at the Mike Monroney Aeronautical Center for calendar year 2017. We have an estimated amount of $5,000. Item E is approve addendum number 1 for the radar training facility mechanical system project. Accept the recommendation on the bids opened on December 20th and adopt the resolution to award the contract after 30 days to Hunter Mechanical and Controls Incorporated for $2,380,000, approving contract and bonds. F is to approve change order number 5 to the contract with Hunter Mechanical and Controls Incorporated for the multi-purpose builder boiler replacement project. We're adding $6,503.14. G is approving supplement 3 to the incoming artwork loan agreement with Allen Hauser, extending that agreement through April 30th. H is adopting the joint resolution between the Airport Trust and the City of Oklahoma City authorizing the adjustment of our parking rates applicable to our paid public parking facilities. Item I is to adopt the resolution adjusting the annual fee applicable to ground transportation vehicles. J is adopting the resolution declaring structure at 5700 South Portland Avenue as surplus to the needs of the trust and authorizing the chairman to execute the release of lien and authorize disposal of the building. Item K is to adopt a joint resolution between the Airport Trust and the city to submit an FAA grant application for a new fire truck. We're also in this item designating who can accept and authorize to sign the grant documents on behalf of the trust and the city, and that is subject to ratification later by the trust and the city. Item L is adopt a resolution authorizing the director to apply for a competitive grant on behalf of the trust from the United States Department of Homeland Security and the Federal Emergency Management Agency. This will assist in funding new security measures at Will Rogers World Airport and authorize the director to sign the grant. Item M is to approve Amendment 7 to the contract with TTK Construction Company. This is for the Portland Avenue Realignment Project, deducting $35,079.81 and approving change order 5, adding $49,944.87 in 30 days. And last is item N, to approve the request for proposals for a master real estate developer For Lariat Landing, authorize the advertisement of proposals for Phase 1 to be received February 21st, and for Phase 2 to be received April 18th. Those are all the items for Will Rogers.
Questions or comments from the trustees?
Move the items.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments? Please cast your votes. And it is so ordered. Next on the agenda, Wiley Post and Clemency Page.
I only have one item for general aviation, Mr. Chairman, and that's to accept the completed project for the airfield infrastructure repairs and improvements Phase 2 project with Libra Electric Company at Wiley Post. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We have a motion to accept.
Second.
Cast your votes. And it is accepted. General items.
Item A is to receive the delinquent accounts receivable report, the construction project status report, and the budget taxable report as of December 31st, 2016. B is to approve Amendment Number 2 to the Facilities Maintenance Engineering On-Call Agreement with Benham Design, LLC, renewing the agreement for 1 year, commencing on March 1st. Item C is approve a contract for professional services with Freese & Nichols Incorporated for general environmental consulting services not to exceed $200,000. Those are the items under general.
You've heard the items in general that require receiving it or approving it. Move approval.
Second.
Please cast your votes. And it's done. Lease and other agreements.
Item A is to approve supplement agreement number 1 to the professional services agreement with DKMG Consulting, LLC, exercising a 1-year renewal through April 23rd of 2018. B is to approve supplement number 2 to the management services agreement with ABM Parking Services, Incorporated, to revise the parking rate schedule. And item C is to approve supplement number 1 to the contract for security services with G4S Secure Solutions for 1-year renewal. And that's all the items under leases and agreements, sir.
You've heard the items.
Second.
Please cast your votes. And it is so done. Next is to adopt the requisition resolution dated January 26, 2017, to ratify the action of the director, and to adopt the requisition resolution dated January 26th, authorizing payment of requisitions dated January 26th.
Request approval, please.
I move we adopt the requisition resolution.
We have a motion and a second, and it is adopted. Comments from trustees. Item N dealt with an RFP going out for Lariat Landing. In a couple of sentences for our viewers, Lariat Landing is what?
Lariat Landing is approximately 900 acres on the east side of Will Rogers World Airport. We have been underway with a strategic development program to blend aeronautical and future non-aeronautical uses because we have a lot of land on that side of the airport available for development. We do aeronautical development all the time, and this RFP is to go out and get assistance to do primarily the non-aeronautical development with industrial, commercial, and possibly even retail opportunities, and so those are the opportunities we're exploring, sir.
Thank you, sir. Any other comments from trustees? Comments from staff? Anybody from the public wishing to speak? Seeing none, thank you for coming. We are adjourned.